was staying away from this topic until I got all the information. Even when the death rumors were circulating, I didn't want to jump onto it until I got confirmation, so I wouldn't look like a fool sharing this information. That being said, if you care about somebody, you'd look out for the best interest, so that way we don't make the same mistakes, even if it sounds harsh. Per a report from TMZ, the office said Samuel's death was a result of hypertension, with the death having been classified as one of natural causes. Notably mentioned in the TMZ report is atenolol, a beta blocker that is often prescribed for those with hypertension. I saw Kevin Samuels drinking Red Bulls at every show, and he had shows late at night, 3 days a week, while maintaining his consultation schedules, his collabs, and meetings with others. He was overworked, and I believe stress and possibly Red Bulls played a role. Healthline reports that possible side effects of drinking Red Bull, one of them is that it can increase blood pressure and heart rate. Now, what does this have to do with black men and travel? Well, I believe we're the most stressed out group out of any other community, and we have to start taking better care of ourselves as well as travel more, because I believe it changes our whole perspective. According to blackdemographics.com, the percent of the population who are males declines much quicker for black males as they get older due to a higher mortality rate than males on average. There's a lot that we deal with, whether it be working or trying to find work, whether it be relationships, family drama, depression. All this stress can contribute to our health, which can lower our lifespans. On top of that, many of us grew up in communities consuming stuff like high fructose corn syrup or hydrogenated oils, which are linked to heart disease. Now, there was an article on one of the Colombian sites, I can't find it now, but a brother died of a heart attack in Medellin. He was 34 years old and he had a daughter back home in the States. I believe he was from Georgia, and they ruled it as something that was natural, right? This wasn't linked to scopolamine. Now, I've had hypertension issues before, and it took my solo trip to Colombia to make me implement drastic changes. When I read this article, I was just on my way to Cali, Colombia, and I thought that this was something that could happen to me. I had a little episode in Manizales where I thought I wasn't going to make it, but after seeing how different the culture was in Colombia compared to the culture in the United States, seeing how fresh the food was over there, where the chickens and the cows are free ranged, and seeing how fit, feminine, and beautiful some of the ladies can be, I realized that there's a lot to life that I'm missing out on, and I couldn't let things end here. I'm a firm believer that most pills are nothing more than symptom mitigators, and that in order to achieve the health that you seek, you must address the root cause rather than simply slapping a band-aid on it and hoping that the problem goes away. This led me into water fasting as a means to resolve my own hypertension. Through water fasting, I ended up losing a ton of weight from body fat and tapping into autophagy to heal many things already wrong with my body. After 23 days of just water and electrolytes, I went to go see my doctor, and even he was surprised on how I was able to drop my blood pressure to safe amounts. Now, you should do your own research and consult your doctor before attempting something like this, because I ain't no doctor. I'm reporting what worked for me. You can always research like intermittent fasting, where 16 hours of the day you're not eating and 8 hours of the day that's your eating window. Or you can do things like 2 meals a day or 1 meal a day, which is the beneficial type of intermittent fasting, where 23 hours of the day you're pretty much in a fasted state, and for 1 hour out of that day you have your biggest meal. So why isn't stuff like this mentioned in Black America? Could it be because we're unaware and uninformed? Growing up in church, I knew that people fasted for better connection with God, but I didn't know about the health benefits that came with it. After learning more about healthy keto and intermittent fasting from Dr. Berg and holistic approaches to treat the body using fasting from Dr. Sten Ekberg, I've come to realize that humans are genetically designed to survive periods without food as long as we have body fat. This is why the body shifts to ketones for survival if there's no glucose available, and why the body chooses to store fat once we start consuming carbs. Even animals instinctively know to start fasting when they are injured or ill, so that all the resources in the body can be used for healing rather than digesting. I've even learned about the importance of vitamins and deficiency warning signs, and that vitamin E is a slept-on vitamin. that protects the lining of the heart, and you can find a lot of it in avocado. And where can you find the most of it? That's right, Latin America and the Caribbean. I kid you not, I kid you not. Waking up every day in Colombia, I would hear the produce man go throughout the neighborhood announcing the things that he was selling, and I would hear him say aguacate, aguacate, more times than none, because they love their avocados. Kevin Samuels said he worked out and he was a cyclist and was really into it. The news article said that he was on his meds, but it's important to know that you can't out-exercise a bad diet or bad habits, and it's unfortunate that he departed so young. Well, I'm telling y'all now to do your research. I'm going to leave both doctors' information in the description below. You should come up with a plan with your doctors. Limit the stress around you. Make sure you get your rest in. Make sure you exercise. Watch what you eat and get your health up so that you can travel the world and experience something new. And you only have one life. And with that, you should save yourself. Thank you so much for making it to the end. If you find value out of this and you think somebody else can find value out of this video, why don't you give this video a share? Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll get to you guys in the next one. Take it easy.